Are you trying to get started on YouTube and trying to figure out your niche? I see a lot of comments where people are asking for help to work out what their niche is. Comments like, how do I find my niche? What's my niche? Also comments about how to pronounce niche. Now I've said it a few times, it's starting to sound weird. Some people say niche. I started to think that actually the what's your niche question is a bit like the terrible question when we were at school. What are you going to be when you grow up? What do you want to do with your life? What job are you going to do? I used to find that question really difficult to answer back then. And it's probably only recently that I could tell you. I think these challenges are interlinked. My name's Lucy, by the way. My channel's called Lucy on Life. I'm all about helping people be happy at work and happy in life. I wanted to share some of the thinking I've done on figuring out not only my niche, but also my purpose in life. And I think these tools and these self-reflections are helpful no matter whether you're thinking about a channel or not. And many of you won't be. But I do think this self-reflection helps figure out your path in life and ultimately what will make you happy and fulfilled. So let's crack on. Firstly, I'm going to talk about my own personal story of career reflection and life reflection. Roughly a year ago, a job I was in that was very busy, very absorbing, came to an end. And I had to do a lot of thinking about what I wanted to, the next phase of my life and career, what form I wanted that next phase to take. And at the beginning of this year, 2025, I was ready, as I thought, to plunge back into the world of work again. And I started to look at jobs. And I found a role that I thought was perfect. It was a chief exec of a charity. I've been a chief exec of a charity before. So I had what I thought were good experience and good skills for that role. It was a cause I was passionate about. And I put in an application. And I didn't even get an interview. It was really difficult and I was really upset. And I realised that my level of upset and my level of emotion as a response to not even getting an interview were way out of kilter with the actual experience itself. And I realised it was wrapped up in the other job having come to an end and also lots of other losses that I've experienced in recent years. The death of my mother in 2021, and I cared for her at the end of her life. And much longer ago, the death of my brother when he was 19 and I was 21. So I thought, right, Lucy, take a bigger step back. And with the help of some regular therapy, lots of conversations with friends and family, and much self-reflection, I came to a place to make a decision of what I want the next phase of my life to take, how I want it to take shape. One of the tools I used is a Japanese concept called Ikigai, and apologies if I haven't pronounced that correctly. Iki means life and gai means reason or purpose. The term Ikigai refers essentially to your purpose in life. The French call it raison d'être. In English, that we don't have a phrase, so we turn to phrases from other languages. But essentially it's about your path, your purpose in life, your destiny. It could be about hobbies, it could be about family life, and it could of course be about your career and your work life. The concept Ikigai basically articulates 4 circles. So the first circle is about what you're passionate about, things that you love. The second circle is for things that you're good at and have talent for. The third circle is for what the world needs, so what other people need. And the fourth circle is reward, so things that you could be rewarded for, whether that's reward as in gratitude or reward as in cash, money. And what the concept does is it says, if you put different things, if you think about things you love, things you're good at, things that the world needs and things that you can be paid for or receive gratitude for, if you put those things in circles, and where the circles overlap, the things that would appear in all 4 circles, that's your destiny. That's your purpose in life. And if you can find that, then you will be fulfilled in life. You found your raison d'être. So I used this concept on myself. I gave myself time and permission to really think about what I wanted to do with the rest of my life. I spent a lot of time thinking about previous jobs where I'd been happy. What were the things that were happening in those times? What gave me fulfillment? I thought about what I was good at. I thought about what the world needs in 2025. What could Lucy provide to the world? And how could I earn money? So, and what that helped me do, what that thinking helped me to, led me to the path where I am now. So in terms of circle 1, things that I enjoy doing, I enjoy helping other people. I enjoy being creative. I enjoy writing. I enjoy photography. I enjoy the natural world. I love walking. I love being outdoors. I love my family. I love my friends. I put all those things, probably more things, in that circle. And then I thought about things I'm good at. Things I'm good at include helping other people. So I spend a lot of time mentoring and coaching other people, and people tell me that they get a lot from that. I'm good at writing, I think. I write a regular newsletter and I get good compliments from my dad as well as other people. And what else? I enjoy, I think I'm good at putting myself in other people's shoes, seeing where they're coming from. I'm good at making connections between people. I'm very social. I love people, warts and all. So yes, so I put all those things in that second box. And then in my third box, what the world needs. I think the world is in a very difficult place right now. There is a lot of division in the world. There are a lot of very, very unhappy people who are looking for purpose and looking for fulfillment. There's been a lot of change. So in the sector I work in the non-profit sector, been a lot of change to do with funding, the global economy, economic shifts. So a lot of people are moving jobs and need advice about what to do next. So I put all those things in my third circle. And then in the fourth circle, I thought about things I could be paid for, giving advice to other people in the form of coaching or advising. I can be paid for writing if I choose to pursue that route. I can be paid if I share information or content on social media. I can go down that road. So I put things I can be paid for in that fourth box. Out of that, where the overlap comes, is where you see me today. So part of my process and part of my next phase is to share ideas about being happy, fulfilled at work, give advice about people facing challenges, share what I know about looking for jobs, about employment, about bullying at work, helping teams and people work better together. So that's what this channel is all about. And the same with my work outside YouTube. So going through that process really helped me think about not only my purpose in life, where I want to be in this third act of my career, and I don't know how many more acts I might have, but hopefully loads, but it also helped me with my niche on YouTube, because the things are aligned, and I believe that people are on YouTube looking for help and advice and entertainment and enjoyment and connection. And so that's what I weave into my channel. One thing I also wanted to reflect on, which applies as much to picking a niche on YouTube as it does to following a career path, for me anyway, is the concept of reward in that fourth circle of Ikigai. because chasing reward for reward's sake, so chasing money for money's sake, is a risky path to follow, because it doesn't necessarily bring happiness and fulfillment. So for me, early in life, I started on a path working in financial services marketing. Literally 35 years ago this month, I began a job as a graduate trainee at American Express at their European headquarters in Brighton in South England. And so I've been reflecting a lot on, gosh, 35 years, wow. But I could have stayed in that sector. I could have stayed in financial services. And many of the people that I joined in that graduate scheme have stayed in those kinds of roles. And I know that by moving into the non-profit sector, in the charity sector, I gave up some of the financial reward that I could have had. But for me, that was the right decision, because for me, the purpose of my life was so wrapped up in helping other people that there was no room really for financial services marketing. Nothing wrong with that as a career, absolutely, but it wasn't for me. So that's where I think it's important to have a little caution about that fourth circle and what reward means. And also for YouTube, where so many people are chasing the money earning aspect of YouTube, I think maybe missing the other rewards that YouTube can bring, like connection, like helping other people, like finding your true purpose, not necessarily about money. So that's another piece that I just wanted to reflect on in today's video. Where I think that Ikigai and YouTube diverge a bit is around people's uniqueness and your own personal story. So what makes Lucy Lucy? What is it that I have that is different to other people? And that is about my story. Overlaying your uniqueness on top of your niche and your purpose will give you the storytelling that will enable you to connect with your audience. So my story contains bereavement, shocking bereavement at an early age, and finding happiness even with that early adversity. It contains much more recent grief with my mother's death and caring for her at the end of her life, and yet still finding happiness and contentment in life. And I think that I am fortunate, even though those are terrible things that have happened, I am fortunate to have found happiness. And so those are some of the concepts and unique ideas that I can share, and I can tell stories about those experiences. And so that is where I think all of those ingredients added together might help you with your niche or with your purpose in life. I put it out there as some ideas anyway. Thank you so much for watching, and see you next time.